Today I am going to show you how to create a character from the video game Among Us. You're gonna start by creating a circle. You have to figure out about how high you're gonna go and how low. And once you get that figured out, then you're gonna work softly the curve of your circle. And then on this side, same thing. I did it very softly, feathery strokes, and I kept going until I had what I wanted. So that's the beginning of our drawing today. After you get that done, we're gonna create two characters. So one is kind of picking out through the side, and the way you're gonna do it is by making this line nice and soft, because this line is gonna start as one thing, but then we're going to separate it into three things. So it goes like this, and then it's gonna come to a point right here. You're gonna start on this little corner, and you're gonna go like this. As I'm drawing these, I'm kind of paying attention to the negative space, which is really the shape that forms right here, okay, the inside of that. And then where do I start? How do I curve? And how far do I go? Then I'm gonna go right here, and I already did this part, but I'm gonna go a little bit further out. And then I'm gonna come in, and again, looking at the negative space, the space right here, about what does it look like? It looks like a letter D, but then it changes, and it goes like this. I feel like it's too big. Hold on a second. So I'm gonna go further down, and I'm gonna change this. Remember, on the first layer of your drawing, it's okay to change your mind about things. And I knew this part's going to be a little curve, then it comes out just a little bit, and it curves, and then I realized, hey, that was too big, so this is about the right size. And here it is. This is an astronaut, so as you're doing this, just remember that you are doing like an astronaut helmet type of thing. Okay, it looks like a thumb. Okay, and these are the lines that I want to keep. You can clean as you go just a little bit, so that later when you look again, you don't get confused with your own lines that you started to create. Clean as you go. So this is how far I'm going to go to this part. Then this is the curve of my circle, and inside this circle I am going to create my little character. So I'm going to make a smile. Watch this, like a little smile. This line is going to help me to know what to do. Okay, then I'm going to make the infamous shape that's like an A, and it's going to start right here, and I'm going to make this nice and softly, and it has like a little bit of a curve, and then it comes up to this point, and it goes up here, and then it's not perfectly even. It kind of like scoops down a little bit, and then it goes like this. Then I'm gonna make another line right here. Watch this. Right around here, I'm making this line, which is gonna be a guideline, so keep it soft. And right here, I'm gonna decide where is the middle of my little character, and then I'm gonna go like this. Okay, I decided the middle, see it? And then I went, okay, now I know where to go. Right here, and then this line comes out heavy here, a little heavy here, a little heavy here, and then it curves a little bit further, and then right here it does the same thing also. It curves a little bit below, and I'm still just on the first layer, so I'm still entitled, or it's okay for me to change my mind. I'm still entitled to changing my mind. All right, there's gonna be a backpack on this little guy, and this backpack is gonna go right here, and again a little bit of a slight curve on the line, curve, the top. And there's going to be like a shading and a highlighting going on in here later. For now, we're just keeping the basic shape. Let's see the shape of the head. Goes out a little bit. Don't forget we have to make a helmet. So the helmet, I'm going to use this line right here to help me figure out this helmet. It's going to be halfway there. Then right here. And I'm going very softly, like I said earlier, because you want to make sure that you're comfortable with your drawing. Now, when you get to the edge, it goes a little further than the edge. And on the top, also a little slight bit further than the edge. You see it? And I'm still drawing very softly. Very softly. These are basic, simple shapes, but you gotta do it just so. Okay, so this is looking like my character should. I think it needs to go a little bit further this way. Okay. I'm cleaning some of those lines. Now I can clean this one. Okay. And remember, this goes out a bit further. All right, we're looking good over here. All right. This is going to have some serious shading and highlighting. So I'm going to go ahead and make a super soft line for myself to let me know like where some of the shading and highlighting is going to happen. It's going to be like an oval up here. And then this curve right here. And on the backpack, it kind of lines up with the end of these. That's a good place to put it in. Okay. And that's this guy. For this guy, we're going to have a highlight right here. And then there's going to be a highlight in the corner. And I'm just putting down some lines for myself for when I'm ready to shade, okay, and stuff. So about right here, there's some shading. And then I'm going to show you how to create some guidelines so that you can add the title Among Us above this. So what I would do is that first of all, I would make a straight line, and I'm holding my pencil way back and I'm looking at the edge of my sketchbook to help me get a straight line over here. And this is where I'm going to write the letters. Then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to divide Among Us, and I'm going to use this line right here, and I'm going to air draw and come here, and it's going to say Among and then Us. When I do this, I also need to figure out a little bit more like how high these letters are going to go. So I'm going to have two sections. I'm going to give myself a line right here, and then a line on the top, and that helps me to see how far to go. Okay, I'm gonna make myself a straight line right here. Just kind of look where you're gonna do this, and when you're doing the straight line, keep an eye on the edge of the sketchbook, and that's gonna help you to get this line straight. Sometimes when you're just starting, you might need to use your pencil, and that will help you to see better that that's lined up. Okay, right there. And now I'm gonna make the infamous Among Us letters. And that's what helped me to keep it pretty much where it needs to be. Now, the next part for this project is to take a few minutes to color it. So it took us about 12 minutes to get the basic shape. Now, the coloring part, I'm gonna use color pencils, and you can use whatever you want, but color pencils really work for me. They're easy. You could do this with marker, but it's a little bit harder. So I'm gonna get some of my lines that were there to guide me. And once I do that, then I'm ready for my color pencil. I think I like that line for the little character to be standing on. Gives it a little bit of a horizon line. Here, this could still be a little cleaner, but I'm gonna go nice and easy. And clean as I go. And then these lines you can keep or take away. I think I'm gonna take them away. Try not to shake. Not to shake too much. You can actually make all the outlining with a Sharpie, like with a permanent marker, and then go on and color. Okay, so once you have that outline with Sharpie, or with a permanent marker, then you can get your color pencils and you can start. This is our red character, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the side of the tip of my pencil, remember, and I'm gonna go further back on the pencil. And this is gonna help me to color quickly and effortlessly. And I know that this part is going to be darker than the top. I already marked with my pencil where I'm going to go, and I did not outline that heavy with the black marker. I kept it, like pencil, so that I can see how far to go, but it's not making a graphic mark. And I'm pressing pretty good with this pencil, giving it a couple of layers. You don't have to hurt yourself, just do layers on this so you can go over it again and again a couple of times, and then the top a little bit less. So just one layer where you are going to do more layers right here. Very nice. So softer, heavier, and hold on. There is a line right here that we did not put in, but we're gonna put in right now, and it goes this far and it comes this far, and this is gonna be heavy. So I'm holding my pencil almost close to the tip right here, you see, and that helps me to color heavy. Press hard. And I'm coloring, following the direction, you see, of what I'm doing, you see? And I am going to do some little ovals or circles right here, and keep smoothing this out. And now go in this direction. And back this direction. And I'm pressing pretty hard with this. Okay, get these well defined right here because it's very graphic. Very well defined right here. And when you hold the pencil close to the tip, that's where you apply lots of pressure. Be careful not to make marks because those happen, like line marks. So keep that little circles motion going on to avoid that. And now I want to do the rest of these softer. So now I go further back and I'm using the side of the tip of the pencil to do this part. Okay. Be careful not to go over the line. And I'm still working with the little circles. If you do those little ovals, then you don't have to worry so much about changing directions with your color pencil, which is something that can create a problem with the marks. And right here, when you feel like it's hard or difficult, then slow down a little bit. And if you need to pause the video, please pause it so that you can get all caught up if I'm going too fast. Okay. Get right close to that line. Close to the line right there. Okay. So my red character is done. That's the red. Then for the helmet on this guy, it has 3 sections. So I'm gonna color all of these softly with a gray. If you don't have gray, then what you wanna do is just use your regular pencil, but press very, very softly, okay? And that should do the trick. So this is soft. See, I did everything one time. And now I'm gonna go back here and press here a little heavy. So now I have light, medium, dark. The shadow, the highlight, and the regular color. And this is pretty close to where it needs to be. Yeah, that's it right there. And clean as you go. If you notice something that needs cleaning, do it right then and there. Do not wait, okay? Clean as you go. Down here, since I'm on this, I'm just gonna clean a little bit of these extra pencil marks that are all over here that I put in earlier to keep my drawing straight. So you're gonna clean as you go. Look at these, clean these little marks, and do it now when you're seeing it, because later you might forget about it and then miss it. So right here, trying to create this highlight to feel natural. Okay, so this one has gray, and then this other one is gonna have blue, and he is a green character. So let's go ahead and do the same thing that we did before. You're gonna color with the yellow green, and then don't get rid of this right here, just kind of color it. This is going to be darker, but it's going to be hard to see it if you just go over everything all at once. So I might just do the darker part right now so I don't get confused later, because that would happen to anybody if you don't do the shading right now. So on this side, keep it kind of soft, using the side of the tip of your pencil. Do not press too heavy. Keep the little circle motion so you don't end up with marks, because those marks will work against you. I wish this was a more neon looking, but it's okay because we're doing this the traditional way. We're not on the computer creating a graphic. We're on our sketchbook just practicing with the color pencil. But when you look at this section, it has to feel like it's darker. And that you get that with using the pencil heavily. Then I'm gonna use blue, and this is a very light blue. And to get started, I want to clean this area just a little bit because I have a lot of the gray from the pencil, and that's gonna show through. So I'm cleaning a little bit of that, but I still see where my highlight is going and where my shading is going. So right here, we want to create our highlight by doing this. Hug the edge. You're not pressing heavy, you're just hugging the edge. And then right here, you're gonna hug the edge again and leave that white. That's the highlight. And then all of this part, you're gonna softly bring in the color. And we're gonna do the same strategy where we get that pencil line to help us separate where it's gonna be super dark. So it's easy for us to see, okay? Make it easy on yourself. You don't want to make this so difficult that you feel like you want to quit and never sketch again. So now I can see this line, and I'm gonna go heavy, as hard as I can get on this side. So I'm gonna press heavy, 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 and now I'm just gonna hug it. I'm closer to the tip of my pencil, and that gives me a lot of control, a lot of pressure, and the color is gonna be super bright. So hug the corner so you get the full effect of the highlight and the shading, and then go right here. And there you have it. So now you have the imposter among us. This is supposed to be happening in a spaceship and stuff. So I think I'm gonna make this down here a little bit black, but not super heavy. To start, we'll see how I feel about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna color it in and then look at it and see how I feel. And if I wanna go darker or just leave it like it is. Same for you. It goes like this. And if you wanna do your second character, any other color, whatever color you want, do it whatever you want. I'm making this one red because this was from a request. Somebody requested that I drew this, and I am drawing it because of the request. You can add your request to my comments, and I will consider what you're requesting and see if it's appropriate for my channel, and I will draw it. So see, I think I like it darker. See, creating like a shadow right here. And I'm gonna clean this one more time. And be careful because the eraser will erase your color pencil depending on what you're using. But up here, this was done with permanent marker. So these should be easy to erase now. I gave it a little bit of time for it to dry so I don't get any smudges. Just always thinking ahead, be safe. Don't take chances. I could have erased it earlier, but no. I went ahead and gave it time to dry well. To write the letters Among Us on top of the drawing, what you're going to do is that you're going to create a line that goes across. And then you're gonna create a line right here. When you make this line, you're gonna look at the edge of the page to make sure that this is straight, and you can check by holding the pencil and going closer. So to make this really straight, you need to compare it to the edge of the sketchbook, and that will help you to keep this line straight. Then to be able to create these here, what I did is that I lined up this part right here with this line right here. And that's where I did the us. And to do the among and make sure that the letters were even, I made a line that came across like this. Then I also made a line in between, and that line lines up these with this with the S, but it started with the line right here before I did my letters. Then I figure out to start with the U, and when you do the U, you want to make sure that you are thinking about that letter more as a shape than as a letter, okay? And then you put it in here. After you do the U, find that line and do the little hook, and then curve it and get it close to the U, then twist it on the top. But when you do the twist on the top, you don't come all the way to the line. You go like halfway, maybe a little bit, more than halfway. And there it is. Then you continue to the G, and then you make this line. And to do this part of the G, you're gonna make a straight line and then curve it, and it creates like a letter J. And then on the top, you're going to line up this line with this to get that part, and then you line it up to the top line. To do the end, you're gonna make straight line, and then diagonal, leaving about the same space in between the letters. Then for the O, straight, curve. For the M, you can do a dot and a dot and a dot, and then go M like that. And then for the A, you do your arch, then you come in, go up only this far, and then come back out. Make the little section of the A right here that looks like the character, and then make the oxygen tank or the oxygen pack right here. It's like a backpack from an astronaut. So that's how you create the word Among Us. After you do that with pencil and you're happy with it, then you get your thin marker and you're going to outline everything. And after that dries for a few minutes, then you come back and you are going to erase. And you can erase with a regular eraser or with a mechanical pencil. But whichever way you decide to go, just do little circles, and get rid of all the pencil marks really well. And that's how you align the word Among Us. There it is. My Among Us character. This one's for Carlos.